Holy shit, it's Daemonion, and I have another sound design update for you guys. And I'm pretty excited about this one. I know I always say they're going to be quick, so I'm not going to this video, but I'm going to try and not make it a 10-minute epic like my other ones. So essentially what I've been working on is an idea I had a few months ago to fill the game world with stereo audio files. And stereo audio files are important because they serve the opposite purpose of 3D static position sounds, which is what my first video was about. So one way to look at it is static sounds, the 3D position ones, are good for small details, and stereo audio files are good for a larger, more immersive foundation that the static sound effects can be built on. So what I want to do is illustrate the difference between having a base of a stereo audio file versus not having one. And what I'm going to use is a track I recorded of what I like to call white noise, just outdoor white noise. That hissing noise of just the wind of being outside. And that white noise changes depending on where you are, but it's important that it's there. And S.T.A.L.K.E.R, as awesome as it is, has no white noise at all. Either the files playing are on or they're off, and when they're off, there's nothing to replace them. There's no foundation. So first, I'm going to play the white noise track that I created. It's a placeholder, but it gets the point across. So this is what I like to call ambient white noise. It's stereo, it's not directional, and it's completely encompassing. It doesn't come from a specific point. It's supposed to give the player a feeling of being surrounded by something, and when it matches their environment, it makes everything more believable. It makes everything more alive. The problem is it can't handle any small details. It can't do anything like handle people talking, footsteps, a campfire even, because it's not directional. So it doesn't really tell you where you are specifically. It just tells you by the way it sounds, whether you're outside, whether you're underground, whether you're in a tunnel, whether you are in a big warehouse that's made of metal, whether or not there are like crumbling bricks, stuff like that. So next I'm going to layer the one-shot sounds on top of this, which is the ideal sound design scenario. So one way you can look at it is S.T.A.L.K.E.R, when it shipped, was missing half of what you need in good sound design. So as you can hear, the guitar, for example, is positional. It's to my right, and now it's to my left.
Молодец! Все, завязывай. Молодец! Кусок бы мяса такой здоровый, чтоб прям с вертела. Скворчащий, сочный.
And now I'm going to take the white noise away.
И все они лучше стариков знают.
Нет, от судьбы точно никуда не
Big difference, huh? Once you hear it, you kind of can't unhear it. And to be honest, a lot of games that ship today and have shipped don't have any kind of ambient white noise. One of the games that's best at this, literally the best out of any game, is Battlefield Bad Company and Battlefield 3, those two games that use the Frostbite engine. They're the best at mixing static sound with white noise. So just adding white noise isn't good enough. You have to have the white noise change based on where you are. So for example, if I was down in here and I had that white noise track playing still, it wouldn't sound right. Actually, I'm just going to turn it on. So as I was saying, it just doesn't sound right because we are underground now. The air around you sounds differently when you're in a basement than when you are outside amongst trees or in a big warehouse. So the problem I was running into was, how do I make the white noise change based on where you are? And the answer to that was to implement space restrictors with Lua code. And if it wasn't for some guys on the GSC forums, mainly Bangalore, who's a total badass, let it be known henceforth that he's a badass, I wouldn't have been able to accomplish my goal. So I have a space restrictor inside this house, which has always been my favorite test house. It's all placeholder. I still need to polish it more, but the principle is sound. And the principle being, when I walk into this house, into this space restrictor, and my FPS just took a total dive. Whatever. When I walk into this house, a stereo sound is going to play. Once I leave the house, it's going to stop. So there are no static sound sources here. This is all stereo. So, as I said, the transitions aren't smooth, and the audio file I used in there was actually a barn. So that's not what I would have chosen to use. And why does my FPS keep diving? Hold on. All right, let's try this again. God, I don't even remember what I was saying. Good Lord. Anyway, so not only have I been able to implement white noise into the game, I can now, using space restrictors, tell the game which white noise track to play depending on where you are. So these small houses are all going to have similar white noise tracks, but it's going to be different than what you're going to hear in a tunnel. It's going to be different than what you're going to hear underground. And as such, the game isn't going to feel as hollow. It's not going to feel as empty. There's not going to be all that dead space. One more exciting thing that I want to share with you guys is I have essentially accomplished all of my larger technical goals. I have figured out how to do everything that I want to do with the game. Static sound sources, stereo sound inclusion, gosh, what's the other stuff I've been working on? Can't even remember right now, but the point being is now I can just do the creative work that I've wanted to do since the start. All the technical hurdles have been defeated, so now it's just creating. So I hope this video was informative, and sorry it's 10 or 12 minutes or however the hell long it is. I'll have to work on that. If you have any questions, comments, leave some feedback in the thread on the website, shoot me an email. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned.